Hi, I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're watching Flipping 50 TV, the place to reset, tune up, and prepare for your second and better half with the vitality and the energy that you want. In every episode, I answer questions from women just like you about what they're struggling with most. And I share how to move, what to eat and when, and how to make small daily flips that help you get the most results in the least amount of time. And I'd love to answer your question. Head on over to flipping50tv.com and send it to me. And if I choose your question for the show, I send you some juicy gifts I'll tell you a little bit more about later. Even if I can't choose your question for the show, I send you Muscles in Minutes, my guide for toning those hard to tone areas. And today's question comes from Debbie. This will be easy, right? Debbie is 61. She writes, I would like help creating supersets for my daily exercise. I really want muscle definition. I've heard after 60 that can't be done. I don't accept that. Amen, sister. We're going to get right to showing you what exactly gives you the most tone and definition at any age. Today's Chalk Talk is all about one of my favorite topics. So we're talking about muscle and what it takes to develop muscle, the kind that boosts metabolism and helps you lose fat or prevent it from ever finding you in the first place. Muscle takes 3 things. So this is for Debbie, but also for any of you who are after the same mission she's on. Number 1, muscle takes protein. Protein helps build and repair and rebuild muscle. And exercise is number 2. Exercise has to be really specific though. You can't simply exercise. So what I'd like for you to do is shift into thinking you're an athlete, because somewhere in you is one. And athletes don't do anything randomly. So they don't get up in the morning and decide, I'm gonna go exercise. Or they don't even say, I'm gonna go train. They actually have a specific plan laid out. They train with purpose, and you should too. So it's really important that you overload the muscles in such a way that when they compensate, number 3, they rest between sessions, then they get stronger, which means they get more tone and more definition, not necessarily bigger and bulkier. So put that worry to rest. Let's talk specifically though about the exercise, because that's what I'm going to be showing Debbie is how to superset. One of my favorite ways to exercise, because actually supersetting using opposing muscle groups can actually boost your energy expenditure by 33%. It's proven, and every workout protocol that I do here with you at Flipping 50 is proven not just in science, but proven based on women who are in perimenopause, menopause, or beyond. That piece is really important. So we're gonna focus on full body workouts. What you're gonna see me do today with you is an upper body workout, simply for time's sake. But Debbie, here's what I want you to be thinking. You're right now working out 4 to 5 days a week doing your weights. So I know you're either not recovering, not getting that rest between, or you're doing a split routine. And for anybody who's watching who's not sure what that is, that means you're doing your upper body one day, you're doing your lower body another day, and maybe you're doing your core another day, and then you start all over again. And I'm going to tell you something, that if you want to be a figure competitor, you want to be a bodybuilder, you want to stand and pose on stage, that might be okay if you have hours every day to spend in the gym. But if you don't, and you're a busy woman with a real, meaningful, and messy life, doing a full body workout 2, maybe 3 times a week is actually going to get you the best metabolism boost in the least amount of time. And if you miss a day, it's not a big deal, because you can do that workout again tomorrow and you're still going to be okay. When you do a split routine, if you miss a day, you kind of throw your whole week off, and it gets really easy to find an obstacle that interrupts your schedule and maybe makes you put it away altogether. So let's keep you active and boost your metabolism. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. But first, we're gonna talk about this protein again in the inside out way. So Debbie, you're doing really great, taking in protein at breakfast, at lunch, and at dinner. And at lunch and dinner, you're doing awesome. What we're looking for is between 20 and 30 grams of protein at each one of those 3 meals. And it's pretty easy for most of us to get at lunch and at dinner, but at breakfast can get a little dicey. It's a little harder. So here's what I want you to do. If you're not quite talking my language and you're not a smoothie girl, which makes it a little bit easier to grab that protein because every single serving of my protein has 21 grams of protein in it. So you're already over that 20 mark, and that range of 20 to 30 goes like this. If you're really active, you can get by with that low end. And that's not intuitive. If you're really sedentary, you're not exercising as much as you want to or can't because of your schedule, you need more protein. Again, not intuitive, right? You would think the opposite. But the more athletic you are, the more you synthesize protein really well. And the less active you are, you don't synthesize protein, meaning you can eat it, but your body doesn't use it as well. So, like you strength train and your biceps or your triceps get stronger, so does your ability to use the protein that you eat in the food that you're ingesting. So it's really important that you're getting adequate protein if you're a busy gal, exercising just enough to get by. These each have 21. How can you add up to 30 if you need more? If you add a scoop of peanut butter, you're gonna have 4 or 5 more grams. Add 2 tablespoons and you've got 8 more grams of protein. You're almost to 30. It's that simple. A tablespoon of chia seeds will get you about 3 grams. A tablespoon of flaxseed will as well. If you like hemp hearts, you can get as much as 10 grams of protein in 3 tablespoons. So it's not hard once you start reading labels. So Debbie, that's your assignment with breakfast, no matter what you have, but I hope you try this. You're got to get that 20 to 30 grams of protein so that the exercise you and I are about to dive into will work. Debbie, get ready, because we're gonna do a great upper body superset. And we're gonna start doing opposing muscle groups with major muscle groups for the chest and the back, and then go to major muscle groups, little smaller muscles for the biceps and the triceps. And then we're gonna mix things up a little differently. So in the show notes for today, be sure to go there because I'm gonna actually lay out how you can do them on one day and how you can do them on another day to use the same exercises. You'll have the great technique for doing in a different way to mix things up and keep you mentally and physically sharp. Here we go. We're gonna start with a bent over row and a chest press. So you want weights, you're gonna fatigue about 15 repetitions, all right? I'm gonna do my bent over row in a standing position. So if you're a little leery about your lower back, wondering if you're gonna fatigue there first, have a seat, just sit down, but you want the same angle at your lower back. Same angle with the crown of your head pointing away from your tailbone and a small arch to your back. And here's what I mean. This is a rounded back. This is an arch to your back and you're much more protected right here. So here we go. We're gonna pull and then release with a little bit of power on the way up. What I want you to feel is that you're pulling your shoulder blades together, squeezing them like you were gonna squeeze a tennis ball right between them, and release. Lift, and then come slowly down. Pull, and down. Pull, and release. And lift, and come down. Lift, happens with a little power, but the lower is always with control. When you're in a bent over row, you can bend those knees and you can come down toward the ground just a little bit closer. Your body thinks that's much more intelligent than standing still completely. Lift and lower. And we're gonna do 3 more, and we're gonna call that about 15. 2, and down, and 1, and down. Now, if you have a bench, you can use it. I'm gonna come down to the floor. Weights in hand close to your body as you come back. And then make sure that you're in a position so that your head is comfortable and your neck is relaxed. You're down on the ground, and you're gonna start with a press and then almost to the ground. 2, and slowly back down. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5, and down. 6, you can see that little bit of power on the way up. And 7, and come down. And 8, and down. 9, and down. And 10, and you're in it. 4, 5 more, here we go. 3, and down. 2, and slowly down. And 1. Let's take one more and we'll end that really slowly. Come down just a little slower than you had before. Good. And that is the end of your first example of supersetting. You could take those 2 exercises, pause right now, and repeat for a total of 2 or 3 or even 4 times. But make sure you've progressed to that over a period of weeks. Not from today to tomorrow, okay? Next up, though, we're gonna focus on biceps and triceps. I'm gonna do mine in a standing position. You could, again, if you're worried about your back or knees or hips, do yours in a seated position. Totally up to you. Okay, now, I'm gonna use the same weights, at least until I reach fatigue, such to a point I can't. I'm gonna start with a triceps press. Then I'm gonna cross my 2 weights and lift them up so I have one large 20-pound weight. That's what I'm lifting. That's not to put pressure on you to do that much or to tell you to only do that much if you can do more. But here's how you know. Elbows are in close to your sides, close to your ears, and they stay there. You can inhale and come all the way back and exhale and push, keeping those arms inside. And if they can't stay in, you either may need a little bit more shoulder flexibility before you do this one, or you might need a lighter weight. The other thing I want to point out is this. I'm tipping my tailbone forward. It's not looking necessarily like that, but what I'm doing is keeping myself from doing this. You want to make sure you're not arching the back, so it's nice and straight. Core is doing a lot of work, almost as much as my triceps are. And exhale. Inhale down and exhale. So notice this is the same weight I was using for my chest press and my back, and it's getting heavy. And exhale up. Inhale. So remember, fatigue and weight training is success. So if you're done, you're done. Don't feel like you have to do more if they're getting sloppy. I'm gonna do 2 more and 1 more. Keep that core tight. And then carefully bring it in. The weights stay close to your body when you do that. So just to keep things balanced, I'm gonna stick with the same weights. I could do this in a standing position right here, or I can seek a wall. And right now I'm gonna stay right here. Palms face in on this one. We call that neutral position. So I could also do it with my palms up or down for that matter. This is 3. What's really important here is that my elbows stay close to my side and that I'm not swinging that upper arm. It's staying really close to my body, making me isolate this muscle in the front of my arm, my biceps, and then down. Exhale as you come up and inhale down. So I want you to pay attention just for a few seconds to the non-moving parts in your body. It's really important that your knees are slightly bent and that your tailbone is slightly tucked under. So again, it's really easy to arch the back and let things swing and go out of control. And that was an example of not to do, all right? Let's go 5 more and then down. And 4. Easy. 3. And I don't know about you, but I chose the right way because I'm definitely gonna reach fatigue here. 2 more, and 1, and release. Nice job. Now, what we just did is a giant superset, or those biceps, triceps, you could alternate again, 3 or 4 sets. You might need to lower the weight in order to do it, but that's gonna reach fatigue significantly. You get the drift. Now, I'm gonna show you another option for supersetting. We're gonna come back to that bent over row. This is an example of supersetting with similar muscle groups as opposed to opposing or opposite muscle groups. And release. So as I'm using my back right now, I'm also using my biceps. So we're gonna chase this bent over row with a bicep curl. And down, and pull. Really wanna be squeezing those shoulder blades back behind you. So this is not just an arm exercise. Should be really feeling the back. Initiate the work and complete it. And lift. And let's do 6 more. 1, and down. 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, weight should be on your heels right now. And 5, give me 1 more. And down, and go ahead. Same weights if you want them. I don't. I'm gonna lighten the load, and still I'm ready for bicep curls. So remember the last set I did, palms in. That's a neutral grip. I'm gonna turn my palms up for something different. Hips tucked under, knees are slightly bent, and I'm gonna pull and release. Now, I didn't get a break. My biceps were helping, playing a supporting role in that last exercise. Now, they're the primary mover. So there's gonna be a little bit more fatigue when you do things in this order. Up and down, and exhale, and release. A little power, a little speed on the lift up, but definitely much slower on the way down. Check in and be sure your elbows are giving yourself a big hug. As if they are, you know they're not moving, and you're getting much more benefit from this exercise. And down. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Your neck should be nice and relaxed. And pull. Nice work. You're gonna go 3 more. Pull. Slowly let that come down. And 2. And down. And 1. And down. Nice work. Okay, the next superset does the opposing muscle groups in their own little superset. So we're gonna do a chest press. I'm gonna come down to the mat and follow that with a triceps press. Here we go. Close to you, laying back. I'm gonna show you a little variation on this one. So we can do this chest press with my hips down just like this, or if I want to activate the lower body just a little bit more, I'm going to do a hip raise while I'm doing it. So I'm going to do a press and then down, almost tapping the ground, and down. 3, and down, and 4, and down. 5, and down. 6, always up with power, but down slowly. 7, 8, hips nice and high if they're gonna be up there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, almost there, 14, and 15. Do a little check-in. If you're not quite at fatigue right now, that would suggest that your weights need to be a little bit heavier. Okay, coming up, Standing position for me could be seated for you on a chair or an ottoman or a weight bench, all right? And I'm gonna grab weights for tricep press. I'm gonna do them up and over my head again, and I'm gonna go a little bit lighter this time. So I'll take a single of my 5 and 10 combined. Lifting up, tuck your tailbone slightly under, slight bend of your knees, elbows in close, and we come right down. And it's as if you have a hammer in your hands and you're coming up just to hit that nail square on the head. 2. Inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale down and exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Still reaching fatigue. I don't know about you, but I'm getting there. We're gonna do 3 more together. You've got this. 2 more, and if you need to stop, do so. So it's all about form. We train just the good ones. Last one. Exhale, and bring that down. Nice and easy back to your sides or all the way to the floor if you need to. Debbie, those were your supersets. So think about this. What you just saw and maybe just did with me, I'm hoping, that's an entire superset right there. We did a bent over row 2 times. We did a chest press 2 times. And we did each of the triceps and the biceps 2 times. That's a superset, even though we mix it up along the way. But I'm gonna show you in the show notes how to take either of those sets at the beginning and or at the end and mix those up for different workouts, different days, as long as you have 48 to 72 hours in between. But here's the thing not to forget, we didn't do lower body, but if you want to boost your metabolism, you want to finish with lower body as well. So you want to do squats and hip bridges or hamstring curls. Those are opposing muscle groups, and go back and forth 3 to 4 sets of those as well. Then you will have had the best exercise for boosting metabolism and losing fat while boosting lean. Debbie, thanks so much for sending me your question. And now, if you're watching at home, I'd love to hear from you. Send me your question, whether it's similar to Debbie's or something entirely different. Just go to flipping50tv.com and share your question with me there. If I choose your question for the show, I'm going to send you a full-size trio of skincare products from my friends at Anne Marie Skincare. Plus, you'll get exclusive access to my signature course, the After 50 Fitness Formula for Women online course, and I'll send you a copy of You Still Got It Girl, the book. No matter what your question is or what's going on, you can feel great at any age. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to flipping50tv.com and share your question with me, and I'll see you on the flip side.